Hi guys, welcome to the Front Three. I'm AdamMcKola. The guys at the Front Three have asked me to do a review on Manchester United's season. The first season they asked me to do a review. It's the worst season I've ever witnessed. Typical, eh? Anyway, where do I start? Nowhere else, I suppose, other than Moyes and David Moyes in particular, and the effect that he had on our season. As you all already know, and I'm sure you'll like to remind me, we finished 7th in the league, didn't qualify for the Europa League, didn't qualify for the Champions League, was knocked out of the Champions League at the quarter-final stages, early knockout against Swansea at home in the FA Cup. And of course, we went out in the semi-finals of the Carling Cup as well, or the Capital One Cup, or whatever you call it. So, not a very good season for Manchester United in comparison to last season when we won our 20th league title. Obviously, it was going to be a different kind of season for us. I hadn't seen a season that we didn't have Sir Alex Ferguson in the dugout, and I found myself looking to the right from the Stretford end and seeing David Moyes there, and he had a major impact on the club, and most of it not positive. Yes, he did some good things. He brought Juan Mata to the club, got Januzaj, Wayne Rooney tied down to long-term contracts, but also at the same time, a lot of his negativity, a lot of his, hope, a lot of his trying, words we heard so many times coming from him, rubbed off on the players, and the wrong way about it. I mean, you look at Robin van Persie, the season before, he was absolutely unbeatable for Manchester United, fired us to the 20th league title. This season, he was always injured. Yes, when he played, he got a few goals, as did Wayne Rooney, but they just weren't good enough. Throughout the team, we looked average. The likes of Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, Patrice Evra, yes, they're coming to the latter years, but we've also got a very, very good bunch of young players in the team. You look at the likes of, Raphael Jones, Smalling, Januzaj, Welbeck, even the likes of Wayne Rooney, Juan Mata, they're not that old. With the team we had to finish 7th, absolute shambles, and David Moyes was right to be sacked for that. I like David Moyes, some of his aspects, his willingness to promote youth through the ranks, he builds clubs for longevity, his ability to change. I mean, Everton, you saw him build 3 or 4 teams, but his mentality just didn't work. We were far too negative with the ball at our feet and playing football, and he was far too negative off the pitch as well. And we saw that throughout the club. I mean, for us to get excited at, losing 4-2 in the Champions League quarterfinals against Bayern Munich, which a lot of United fans did, shows how the mighty had fallen. And that last season is one season I'm just happy to forget. And the fact that we missed out on Europa League, I think, is a positive, especially for next season with the new manager Louis van Gaal coming in. So I think, like Liverpool had just focused on the one competition more or less, our ability to do just that, focus on the domestic competitions in what will be another transition year will help. Louis van Gaal will bring attacking football back to the club and stuff like that. So I think we'll see more of a Manchester United that we're used to. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Last season, who was our player of the season? Manchester United's players and fans voted David De Gea, and I'd have to say the same. Super Dave, Spanish Dave, whatever you want to call him, he was absolutely fantastic for us. Before he joined the club, he was my first choice goalkeeper to replace Van der Sar. Few doubts about him, yes, but from what I'd seen of him at Atletico Madrid, he was fantastic. His stature didn't help. He's a bit like me. Very tall, but skinny. Doesn't weigh much. And, he had to bulk up. Since he's done that, he's looked for me one of the best keepers in the Premier League. I wouldn't swap him for anyone about because I do believe he'll eventually be world number 1. And he's just been fantastic for Manchester United. Thoroughly deserved his 2 awards at the club do. Goal of the season, a lot of people have been saying Wayne Rooney's. He won it in the official club awards, but I have to go for Patrice Evra's goal against Bayern Munich. Yeah, gave me the best 22 seconds of my life. So that was an absolute fantastic goal. I celebrated it in Germany. We did the road trip to Munich with FullTimeDEVILS, and I celebrated it in a bar full of Germans. It was before we got into the stadium ticketless. And within 30 seconds, they'd all turned around and gave me loads again. So it didn't last long, but that goal for the competition it was in, the stage it come in the Champions League, and obviously It's a fantastic strike, similar to Raphael's against QPR in the other season, but Patrice Evra's got goal of the season. Moment of the season. We haven't had many to choose from, have we? And the fact that our interim manager, Ryan Giggs, his first game as interim manager, being our moment of the season, which is my moment of the season for me. Having seen Giggs from young potential, yes, I wasn't old enough to remember some of his earlier games. I remember him more from the '94 season, but to see him come through the club from young player, young whiz kid to, first team player, key player, winning the Champions League, winning league after league, and becoming experienced head, captaining us at times as well, and to then see him become our manager, albeit only for 4 games, was absolutely fantastic. So Ryan Giggs has to be our moment of the season. I'm looking forward to next season though. Manchester United will be back. I promise you that. We'll be back in that top 4 and we'll be challenging for the title again. With the likes of Luke Shaw potentially coming in, Tony Cruz, Marco Reus, who've been linked with as well, and Cesc Fabregas. No doubt Louis van Gaal will not only bring attacking football back to Manchester United, blood through some of our fantastic youth, and attract some world stars to our club. We will be back. Don't worry about that. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to TheFrontThree on YouTube. And of course, subscribe to AdamMcKolaTV and FullTimeDEVILS for more of me as well. Thank you very much, guys. See you later.